We've openly spoken about, various elements of sort of how one may find themselves connect deeper with the guitar, with their instrument, with the process of being a guitarist quintessentially. Because, fundamentally, the reason why people often burn out or experience creative blocks that they never return from is because, on the simplest right, their relationship with inspiration, with discipline, with various realms of all these ways that you associate your relationship with the guitar or any instrument that you are creating, there's at some point you've created this fundamental, I'd say, maladaptive belief system that you're operating out of. That is very simply, it's like if you see something like maybe something I'm doing here, right? Or any guitarist, any musician that you hear, part of you should fundamentally believe, like genuinely you believe to the deepest core of your being that this is something that you can do. This is something that you can execute. You, on the deepest level, desire to be like, how can I personally take what this individual is doing, is playing, is experiencing, is offering, right? In this experience, how can I begin to now align my path, align my experience with learning this, with applying this, if this is really resonant with you? It's really like, this is sort of a thing that I remember recalling, reflecting on when I was watching an Andy McKee video. This is when I was very new to acoustic guitar. And I was actually going on my way to learn Rylan, one of his most beautiful songs in my opinion. And very simply, I was going through, watching his videos, watching his tutorials, and he was breaking down his song Rylan in the most palatable and open-hearted way. Like he was being so transparent with all these elements of this. And there were many comments. The top comments were just like, now I'm gonna throw out my guitar, or blah blah blah, it's impossible, or this, that, the other. Or maybe these were jokes. These probably were jokes, right? These are guitarists. But in some right, even just the ingrained belief system that people believe on the deepest level that, this is impossible, this is a means to almost like realize that I will never get to this point. That's a deeply held belief system that this person is choosing to believe. When I looked at this very objectively, even though I was fairly new, fairly competent, but I would say an intermediate, maybe bridging into advanced, is I recognized that I was like, I can understand this is achievable. Even though I didn't see the path laid out in front of me, I had this internal belief system. I was like, I know I can do this. I know if I figure out, if there's a way for me personally to figure this out, to decipher each of these techniques, to pick up certain tablature, to look deeper into these certain elements, it will happen and I will make it happen. This was like a deeply woven narrative, deeply woven part of my belief system. I just, for whatever reason, I had a level of competence and confidence in my ability